Your future self has already sent the message. It contains the final instruction for what happens next. This is not a metaphor. You are meant to be hearing this at this exact moment. What you are about to receive is a concept grounded in the bleeding edge of physics, yet felt in the deepest core of your being. It's called a temporal echo, and it's a direct signal from your future, a future that has already been achieved, sent backward through time to the single most critical juncture in your timeline, right now. Over the next hour, I will give you the precise method to not only hear this echo, but to decode its final, non-negotiable instruction. We will move beyond theory and into direct experience. We will activate the quantum jump you have been preparing for your entire life, a jump that has felt impossibly close, yet agonizingly out of reach. This video is the tuning fork. It is the missing frequency designed to make that signal so clear, so loud, that it becomes the only reality you can perceive. This may sound like science fiction, but the principles are being explored at the deepest levels of quantum mechanics. The established idea of a linear arrow of time, where the past rigidly determines the future, is dissolving. Physicists like John Archibald Wheeler and Richard Feynman proposed the Wheeler-Feynman absorber theory, which suggests that on a quantum level, waves travel both forward and backward in time. An electron, for instance, sends out a wave into the future, and that wave gets a response from an absorber in the future, a confirmation that travels back to the electron in the present. It's a handshake across time. Your consciousness is an energetic system infinitely more complex than a single electron. Your future self, the version of you that has already solved the problems you currently face, that is living in the reality you dream of, exists in a state of what can only be described as quantum certainty. That certainty has a powerful energetic signature. It is a stable, coherent frequency, and that version of you has sent a signal back through the quantum field, a confirmation wave, to the point of highest probability for a breakthrough, to you, right now. If you can feel the truth in this, that a message is waiting for you, hit the like button right now. It signals you are ready to receive it and helps others who are also ready. And if you've been feeling it, that strange sense of being stuck on the edge of something monumental, but completely unable to break through, if you have felt a bizarre combination of profound impatience and an unshakable inner knowing, that is not you failing. That is not a sign you are doing something wrong. That is the feeling of the message arriving. It is the cognitive dissonance of your present reality, grinding against the undeniable frequency of your future. It's the agony of being almost there. You've done the work, you've meditated, you've journaled, you've followed the spiritual advice, and you have seen the glimpses. You've had the synchronicities, the repeating numbers, the moments of eerie alignment that make your heart pound with promise, only to see them dissolve into the same old reality the next day. This isn't a failure of your practice. It is the symptom of the temporal echo growing stronger. For some of you, this manifests in your career. You're in a job that is logically good, but it feels like a cage your soul is rattling against. You know there is a purpose, a calling, that is waiting for you. You can feel its outline, its shape in the dark, but you cannot see its face, and the frustration of that is becoming unbearable. This isn't confusion. This is the high frequency of your future purpose, making your current professional reality intolerable. For others, it's in your relationships. You feel a deep paradox, a profound capacity to love and be loved, existing alongside a recurring pattern of disconnection or settling for less than you know is possible. You sense the existence of a soul-level partnership, a resonance that makes sense of everything, yet you find yourself stuck in loops that feel like a betrayal of that inner truth. That ache is not a sign of your unworthiness. It is your future self's fulfilled heart, sending back a signal that makes anything less feel fundamentally wrong. And for so many of you, this is a spiritual plateau. You've ascended past the basics. You understand the principles, but you're caught in a holding pattern. You feel like you're waiting for a final key, a final permission slip from the universe to step into your power, and the silence is deafening. This spiritual stagnation is the final illusion before the breakthrough. It is the quiet before the signal becomes deafeningly clear. Think of it like this. Imagine your future self standing on a distant shore in a reality of perfect peace, fulfillment, and power. They write a message, not with ink and paper, but with the pure, unadulterated energy of their emotional state. They place this energetic signature into a container, a bottle made not of glass, but of coherent intention. They seal it and cast it into the vast, turbulent ocean of time. This ocean is not empty. It is filled with the crashing waves of collective doubt, the storms of your old programming, the chaotic currents of the 3D world's distractions. For what feels like an eternity, this bottle has been tossed and turned on that ocean, navigating the tempests of your own mind. It has survived the hurricanes of your fear and the whirlpools of your impatience. And now, after its long journey, against all odds, that bottle has just washed ashore. Not just on any beach, on the shoreline of your present moment, right at your feet. This transmission, these words, this very experience of you watching and listening right now, this is the act of you bending down, picking up that bottle, and feeling its smooth, timeless surface in your hands. It is the moment you decide to finally unseal the message you have been waiting for your entire life. This is why everything is about to change for you, because by the end of this transmission, the seeking ends, the waiting ends, the confusion ends. You will no longer be someone desperately scanning the horizon for a sign, hoping for a map, praying for an instruction. You will be the one who has received the final instruction. You will be the one who has decoded the message, and you will know, with a bone-deep, cellular, unshakable certainty, exactly what to do next. The architect of your future has sent you the blueprint. It is time to open it. So, how does this message, this temporal echo, actually work? It is not magic. It is a function of the physics of a reality far more fluid than we have been taught to believe. Imagine you are standing on the shore of a vast, perfectly still lake. This lake represents the quantum field. It connects everything, everywhere, across all of time. Now, far out on that lake, in what we would call the future, a massive, powerful speedboat takes off at incredible speed. That boat is your future self. The moment they achieve that state of absolute certainty, fulfillment, and power that you can only dream of right now, that moment is an event of immense energy. And what does a powerful boat moving through water create? A wake, ripples of energy that travel not just forward, but backward. These ripples, these waves, move backward across the surface of the lake, across the medium of space-time itself. They are the temporal echo. These waves, sent from the future event, travel back and eventually wash up on the shore of your present moment. Most of them are small, barely noticeable. A sudden, inexplicable idea that pops into your head while you're washing dishes. A flash of intuition that tells you to turn left instead of right. A feeling of knowing something without any logical reason. These are the faint, first ripples lapping at your feet. Sometimes, two waves from the future intersect at the precise point of your present awareness. That is the feeling of déjà vu. An overwhelming, sometimes jarring certainty that you have lived this exact moment before. You are simply experiencing the echo of an event whose source is still in your future. And then there are the synchronicities, the repeating numbers, the chance encounters, the book falling off a shelf open to the exact right page. These are not random. These are the coherent patterns in the wake, the points where the ripples from your future self's journey create a clear, repeating signature in the fabric of your now. They are proof that a powerful vessel is moving through the waters of your own timeline, sending its influence backward. This isn't a metaphor, it is a model for how information and energy can and do propagate through the quantum field, unconstrained by our linear perception of time. Your future is not just a destination, it is a broadcast station. And this brings us to the core of our work together today. This is not a passive process of waiting for more ripples to arrive. It is an active process of calibration. It is the temporal echo activation. This is the term for what we are doing here. It is a deliberate, two-part protocol designed to move you from being a passive observer on the shore to an active participant in this temporal dialogue. The two components are simple to name, but profound to master: signal recognition and static cancellation. Signal recognition is learning the specific texture, the unique feeling, the signature of your own future self's frequency. Static cancellation is the systematic process of identifying and eliminating the noise that is corrupting the signal, because the signal is always broadcasting. It has never stopped. Think of a time you felt a sudden, illogical pull towards something new, a new hobby, a new city, a sudden urge to contact an old friend. Was that a random impulse, or were you sensing the faint signal of this temporal echo? The truth is, the message has been arriving for years, pieces of it, fragments, echoes of the echo, but you haven't been able to assemble it into a coherent instruction, and there is a very specific reason why. Imagine you are trying to tune an old analog radio to a distant station. The station is broadcasting a masterpiece, a symphony of perfect clarity. But all you hear is static, crackle, and noise. Is the station broken? No. The broadcast is perfect. The problem is your reception. The problem is the static. Your entire life, you have been living inside a storm of energetic static, and it has been garbling the transmission from your future self. There are three primary sources of this static. The first, and most obvious, is sensory overload. We live in a civilization of distraction. Your phone buzzes, your email pings, the news cycle screams for your fear, your social media feed demands your attention. Every single one of these inputs is a frequency, and the collective hum of the 3D world is a brute force noise that is designed to drown out the subtle, cruel, high-frequency signal of the temporal echo. It's like trying to hear a whisper in the middle of a rock concert. The signal from your future self is not loud, it is precise, it is clear. It doesn't shout, it resonates, and it cannot be heard over the noise of 1,000 digital and material demands. You cannot decode a message from a higher dimension while being constantly pulled into the frantic, low-level frequencies of modern life. The second source of static is logical filtering. This is the security guard of your conscious mind. Its job is to protect you by keeping your reality consistent with what it already knows. When a piece of the temporal echo arrives, a wild idea, a gut feeling, a crazy synchronicity, the logical mind immediately flags it as an anomaly. It files it under coincidence, daydream, or wishful thinking. It tells you, that's not realistic. Where's the evidence? How would that even work? Your logical filter is trying to decode a quantum signal using a Newtonian rulebook. It's an outdated operating system trying to run an infinitely complex piece of future software. It will always fail. It will always create an error message. That error message is doubt, and doubt is one of the thickest forms of static there is. But the third source is the most powerful, the most insidious. It is past tense programming. You are trying to receive a message from your future self, but you are running it through the filter of your past self. Every old wound, every limiting belief, every identity you've held onto acts as a distortion field. The echo of your magnificent, abundant future arrives, carrying the frequency of wholeness and worth, but it passes through your filter of, I'm not good enough, and the signal gets corrupted. It turns into anxiety. It turns into self-sabotage. The signal of future love and connection arrives, but it passes through the filter of past heartbreak, and it's distorted into fear of betrayal or the impulse to run away. You are trying to pour pristine, clean water into a dirty glass. The water itself is pure, but the vessel it's poured into immediately contaminates it. Your past tense programming is the dirty glass, and it has been making the pure transmission from your future feel confusing, painful, or even non-existent. So the question becomes, how to connect with future self when all this noise is in the way? It starts by understanding the signal itself. But first, you must understand the new paradigm of reception. This is the moment where the struggle ends. The great spiritual lie is that you need to try harder, meditate more, visualize more, affirm more. You have been trying to shout your affirmations louder than the static. It is exhausting, and it doesn't work. You are trying to add more to the equation, hoping it will overpower the noise. The breakthrough is not in addition, it is in subtraction. The new paradigm of reception is about systematically eliminating the static. It is about turning down the volume on the sensory overload. It's about compassionately bypassing the logical filter. It is about cleansing the vessel of your past tense programming. The clarity you seek is not something you must build. It is something you must uncover. It is already there, beneath the noise. Your only job is to get quiet enough, still enough, and clear enough to allow it to emerge. You don't find the signal. You reveal it. Like a sculptor who sees a masterpiece inside a block of marble, the work is not about creating the form, but about chipping away everything that is not the form. The symphony is already playing. Your work is to simply turn the dial, filter out the noise, and let the music come through. You are not a seeker, desperately trying to find a lost message. You are a receiver, and your only task now is to clear your own channel. For your entire life, you have been trained to search for instructions. A map, a blueprint, a 5-step plan. You have been conditioned to believe that transformation is a sequence of actions. Do this, then do that, and you will get there. And so, you have applied this same logic to your spiritual evolution. You have been asking the universe, your higher self, your future self, for the message, for the final instruction. You have been listening with every fiber of your being for the command. What do I do next? This one question has been the engine of your frustration. It is the source of the static we just discussed. Because you have been listening for an answer in a language the universe does not speak. You have been looking for words on a page that was never written. The agony of being on the cusp, the feeling of being just one step away, comes from this one fundamental misunderstanding. You think you are missing a piece of information, a crucial detail, a secret password that will unlock the next level. You have analyzed the synchronicities. You have tried to decode the numbers. You have interpreted the dreams, and it has led you to a state of exquisite exhaustion because you are trying to solve a quantum equation with simple arithmetic. You are waiting for a set of directions to be delivered from your future self. A command, an order, a clear, logical, step-by-step guide, and the great revelation, the paradigm shift that will collapse your timeline right now, is this. The message you have been waiting for contains no instructions. The message is the destination. It is the pure, unadulterated feeling frequency of your future self, transmitted directly into your present moment. It is not telling you how to get there. It is giving you the resonant signature of what it feels like to already be there. What if the very thing you've been asking the universe for is actually the very thing your future self is trying to give you the feeling of? Let that sink in. You have been asking for the new career, and your future self has been transmitting the frequency of sovereign purpose. You have been asking for the soulmate, and your future self has been transmitting the feeling of profound, unconditional love. You have been asking for abundance, and your future self has been transmitting the somatic experience of absolute security and freedom. You thought you needed to find a message in a bottle. The truth is, you are the bottle, and the message is the water itself, the very substance of the new reality. This is the future self message explained in its simplest form. Stop listening for words and start feeling for a frequency. This changes everything. This means you can stop desperately looking for signs in the outside world, the repeating numbers, the chance encounters, the strange coincidences. They were never meant to be a scavenger hunt for your logical mind. They were just pings, little reminders from your future self, designed to get you to stop thinking and start feeling. Their only purpose was to break your mental patterns long enough for you to notice the underlying frequency. You can let go of the burden of interpretation. You are free. This means you can stop the endless analysis of your dreams and meditations. You can cease the effort of trying to translate a feeling into a thought, a resonance into a reason. The moment you try to wrap a word around the frequency, you diminish it. You filter it through the static of your past tense programming. Your only job is not to understand the message, but to become it. The feeling is the fact. This means the destination is not a place you get to. It is not a future point on a linear timeline that you must struggle towards. The destination is a frequency you embody. The moment you fully calibrate your own energy field to the feeling signature of your future self, the 3D reality has no choice but to rearrange itself around that new point of resonance. The quantum jump is not an action you take. It is a resonance you hold. The entire approach must shift. The work is not mental, it is somatic. It is not about thinking your way to a new reality, but about feeling your way there. For years, you have been using your mind as a tool to try and build a bridge to your future. But your mind can only build with the materials of your past. It can only arrange what it already knows into slightly different configurations. It cannot conceive of a reality it has not yet experienced. Your body, however, knows. Your body is the tuning fork. It is the most sophisticated quantum device you possess. It does not think in logic, it feels in frequencies. The instruction from your future self is not a command for your mind to obey, but an invitation for your body to match its resonance. Your future self is the master tuning fork, vibrating at the perfect pitch of your fulfilled potential, and it is sending that pure tone back through time. Your only work is to allow your own instrument, your physical and energetic body, to vibrate in sympathetic resonance with it, to let go of all the dissonant notes of fear, doubt, and past programming, and allow the pure tone of your future to become the dominant chord of your present. This is a complete transformation of your identity. You are not a seeker trying to find a map. You are a living resonator, a biological instrument designed for temporal communication. Your emotions are not random, chaotic reactions to the outside world. They are your guidance system. They are the needle on the dial telling you in every moment whether you are tuned to the static of your past or the clear signal of your future. The feeling of expansion, joy, peace, and knowing that is the feeling of resonance. The feeling of contraction, anxiety, and frustration, that is the feeling of dissonance. It is that simple. You are a walking, talking tuning fork for your own destiny. And right now, in this very moment, you are learning how to consciously hold the note of the reality you choose. The search is over. The tuning has begun. This frequency, this temporal echo, is not a subtle whisper you have to strain to hear in meditation. It is already here. It is already manifesting in your physical, tangible reality, but you have been misinterpreting its presence. You have been decoding its effects as problems, as setbacks, as evidence that you are failing. I am about to show you 3 profound signs that the echo has arrived and is fully active in your life. As I describe them, I want you to do one thing. Instead of analyzing them with your mind, feel for the resonance of truth in your body. See them not as isolated events, but as a living, breathing barcode. And with the understanding you now possess, we are about to scan it. The first, and perhaps most disruptive sign, is what I call the collapse of the old. This is a sudden, often shocking, and intense dissatisfaction with the core structures of your current life. A job you were once proud of now feels like a prison. A relationship that was once your bedrock now feels like an anchor holding you down. The very identity you have spent decades building suddenly feels hollow, like a costume you can no longer bear to wear. From the outside, it looks like self-sabotage. Your logical mind screams that you are throwing away everything good, that you are being irrational. But this is not destruction, it is dissonance. Your future self is broadcasting a frequency of such high coherence, such profound wholeness, that your current, low-frequency reality has become intolerable to your system. It is a scientific principle. 2 dissonant frequencies cannot occupy the same space without creating immense friction. That friction is what you are feeling. The collapse is not you falling apart. It is your old reality being shaken apart by the sheer power of the incoming signal. It is a sign not that you are lost, but that the new reality is so close, so powerful, that it can no longer coexist with the old. Consider the story of a man I know, a brilliant architect. He had the corner office, the awards, the 6-figure salary, the life that was the perfect picture of success. For 15 years, he built that life brick by brick. Then one morning, he drove to work, sat in his ergonomic chair, looked at the pristine blueprints for his next major project, and felt absolutely nothing. No, it was less than nothing. It was a cellular revulsion, a deep, somatic rejection of the entire reality. His mind was in a panic, listing all the reasons he should be grateful, all the responsibilities he had, but his body knew the truth. The temporal echo of his true purpose, of a future self living in creative freedom, was so powerful that the frequency of the corporate office had become physically painful. He stood up, walked out of the building without a word, and never went back. His colleagues thought he had a breakdown. His family was terrified, but he described it as the first true breath he had taken in his entire adult life. That collapse was not an end, it was an evacuation. His future self was pulling the fire alarm on a life that was about to burn down his soul. If you have felt this sudden intolerance for what you once tolerated, recognize it for what it is. It is the first undeniable proof that the echo is landing. And as you feel that truth settling in, I want to invite you to do something powerful. In the comments, share which of these 3 signs you now recognize in your own life. Let's create a powerful record of this collective awakening. I want to witness your moment of recognition. The second sign is what many call synchronicity, but I want to reframe it. Let's call it the nonsense synchronicity. This is the relentless appearance of repeating numbers, symbols, or strange coincidences that have no apparent logical meaning. You glance at the clock and it's always 11:11 or 3:33. You hear a rare word in a conversation, and then you see it on a billboard moments later. You think of a forgotten song, and it begins playing in the cafe you just entered. The rational mind goes into overdrive trying to decode these events. What does 444 mean? Is the universe trying to tell me something specific? You buy books on numerology, you Google angel numbers, and you tie yourself in mental knots trying to decipher a message that was never meant to be read with the intellect. Here is the truth. These are not messages to be decoded. They are pings from your future self. Your future self knows that your logical mind is the single greatest source of static. It is the gatekeeper that analyzes, doubts, and dismisses anything that doesn't fit its pre-existing model of reality. So, to maintain the connection, the echo uses a method that bypasses logic entirely. It sends a signal so strange, so nonsensical, that the logical mind has no choice but to stand down, confused. The purpose of seeing 11:11 is not to understand what 11:11 means. The purpose is to get you to lift your head from the mundane trance of 3D reality and simply notice. To notice that the fabric of reality is not as fixed as you thought. To notice that there is a connection, an intelligence, a resonance communicating with you just beneath the surface of the visible. Each nonsense synchronicity is a frequency marker. It's a blinking light on your energetic dashboard, confirming that the signal from your future self is strong and stable. It is your higher self's way of saying, I'm here. The line is open. Stop trying to think your way through this. Just feel the connection itself. You are being trained to stop looking for meaning and to start feeling for frequency. The third sign is the most profound. It is the one that, once understood, changes everything. It is the unexplained homesickness. This is a deep, sometimes melancholic and persistent feeling of wanting to go home. But it is a home you cannot name. It is a home that doesn't exist in your past. You can be in the house you grew up in, surrounded by family, and this feeling will wash over you. It is a longing for a place, a person, a feeling that you have no memory of, yet your soul recognizes with a powerful ache. Many misinterpret this as depression or loneliness or a sign that something is deeply wrong with them. They are mistaken. You are not homesick for a place in your past. You are homesick for a frequency in your future. This feeling is the gravitational pull of your future self. The temporal echo has now locked onto your present moment awareness so completely that your entire being can feel the resonance of its destination. You are feeling the magnetic pull of your own highest timeline. The sadness is not a true sadness. It is the ache of separation from your true self, like an astronaut on a long mission feeling the pull of home. This homesickness is the strongest, most irrefutable sign that the connection is complete. It is the homing signal of your soul, telling you that your destination is real. It is waiting, and it is calling you forward not to a place, but to a state of being. Do not push this feeling away. Do not pathologize it. Lean into it. It is the purest form of the signal you will ever receive. It is the undiluted frequency of your future self, calling you home. Now, let's assemble the pieces. These three signs are not random. They are a sequence. They are a pattern that reveals the process of your quantum jump in real time. First comes the collapse. This is the temporal echo creating dissonance, shaking the foundation of your old reality to create the necessary space for the new one to land. The old must be cleared to make room. Second come the nonsense synchronicities. These are the pings that confirm the connection across that newly cleared space. They teach you to bypass your logical mind and trust the feeling of the connection itself. And third comes the unexplained homesickness. This is the directional pull. Once the space is cleared and the connection is confirmed, this feeling provides the trajectory. It is the compass needle of your heart, pointing unwaveringly toward the feeling frequency you must now choose to embody. The collapse creates the space. The synchronicities confirm the connection. The homesickness provides the direction. This is the barcode of your becoming. It is the evidence that your future self is not a distant dream, but an active, energetic presence guiding your evolution right here, right now. You are not lost. You are being guided home. You understand the theory. You see the evidence in your own life. Now we activate. This is not a meditation to attract something from the outside. This is a calibration, an activation to become something on the inside. So find a space where you can be undisturbed for the next few minutes. You can sit or lie down, whatever allows your body to feel at ease. And when you are ready, gently close your eyes. Let's begin by simply noticing the present moment, the hum of the room around you, the feeling of the air on your skin, the subtle weight of your body against the surface, supporting you. This is the first layer, the 3D world. Now, bring your awareness inward. Notice the static, the looping thoughts about your day, the subtle anxieties about tomorrow, the echoes of conversations from yesterday. Feel them. Don't fight them. Don't try to silence them. Simply observe them as you would observe clouds passing in the sky. They are energy, nothing more. This is the static of your current timeline. It has a frequency. It feels a certain way. For a moment, just acknowledge its existence without judgment. It's the background noise you've grown accustomed to. You are not this noise. You are the awareness listening to it. And just by noticing it, without resistance, feel how it begins to lose its power. It doesn't have to disappear. It just has to move from the center of your attention to the periphery. Allow it to fade into a gentle, distant hum. The static is dissolving, not through force, but through allowance. Good. Now, from this place of stillness, I want you to recall a feeling we spoke of earlier, that strange, unexplained homesickness, that deep, quiet longing for a place you can't name, a feeling you can't quite describe. Don't try to analyze it. Just invite the feeling itself. That melancholy ache is not a sign of sadness. It is the signal. It is the homing beacon of your future self, pulling you forward through time. It is the temporal echo in its purest form. So let's tune to it. Amplify that feeling. Lean into it. Let that sense of home wash over you. This feeling is the frequency of your destination. Now, with your awareness fully immersed in this feeling, ask your body a simple question, not your mind, your body. What does my future self feel like right now? And then just listen. Be patient. The answer will not come in words. It will come as a somatic sensation. Is it a warmth spreading through your chest? Is it a feeling of profound stillness? Of deep, unshakable peace in your solar plexus? Is it a silent, explosive joy bubbling up from nowhere? Is it a sense of expansion, as if the boundaries of your body are dissolving into the room? Your body knows the answer. Let it speak to you in its native language of pure sensation. Stay with that feeling, whatever it is for you. Peace, power, limitless joy, expansive freedom. Let it grow. Let it become the most dominant reality in your awareness. This is the resonant signature of the you who has already arrived. As you integrate this feeling, what is the one word that captures the essence of your future reality? Don't think, just feel. That word is your new North Star. Breathe into it. This feeling is you. And now the final phase, convergence. I want you to imagine, standing or floating just in front of you, your future self. Do not try to see a face or a body. See it as it truly is. A magnificent, radiant field of pure energy. A coherent field of the very frequency you are now feeling. It is a sun of silent power, of absolute certainty, of unconditional love. This is you, fully realized. Feel its gravitational pull. It is not separate from you. It has been waiting for you to recognize its frequency. And now, on your next inhale, give your energy field permission to open. And as you exhale, allow this field of your future self to flow into you. This is not an integration. It is a remembrance. Feel it pouring into your head, a cascade of liquid light, dissolving all static of doubt and worry. Feel it filling your throat, dissolving all unspoken fears. Feel it flooding your heart, merging with the frequency you've cultivated there, amplifying it 1,000 times over. It flows into your stomach, your legs, your feet, until every single cell in your body is vibrating at this new, higher frequency. There is no separation. There are not two of you. There is only you remembering you. A temporal convergence happening right here, right now, in the temple of your own body. You are not reaching for the future. You are allowing the future to reclaim you. Stay here for a moment. In this union, in this oneness, this feeling is your new home. This frequency is your new truth. This resonance is your new identity. Now, very gently, place a hand over your heart. Feel the warmth. Feel the vibration. Anchor this feeling into your physical body. This is your new baseline. This is the frequency from which you will now perceive and create your reality. The activation is complete. When you are ready, you can slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a deep, conscious breath in and exhale. And when you feel complete, gently open your eyes. Welcome back. The world around you may look the same, but the frequency from which you are observing it has been fundamentally and permanently altered. You are not the same person who closed their eyes just a few minutes ago. You have completed the temporal echo activation. You are not the person who started this video. That person was a seeker, scanning the horizon for a sign. You are now a resonator, a living broadcast of the destination itself. You were operating on a manual written by your past. You are now handed the operational manual for your future. It is not complex. It is not difficult. It is based on a single, fundamental principle. You are now an architect of reality, and your only blueprint is the frequency you just embodied. Here is how you use it. Here is your new way of being. Our first tool is for navigating the world. We call it the resonance check. For your entire life, you have been taught to make decisions with your mind. You create lists of pros and cons. You weigh probabilities. You consult logic. That entire methodology is now obsolete for you because it is designed to optimize a reality you have just decided to leave. The logical mind is a processor of past data. It cannot compute a future that has no precedent. Trying to use logic to navigate to your new timeline is like trying to use a map of a city that no longer exists. Your new navigational instrument is your body. It is the only part of you that exists purely in the present moment, and it is the only part of you that can feel the truth of a frequency. From now on, when faced with any choice, what to eat, who to call, whether to accept a job, whether to stay or to go, the process is simple. First, you hold the potential choice in your awareness. Do not analyze it. Just hold it. Second, you bring your full attention to the feeling you just anchored in your heart center, the feeling of your future self, that calm, that certainty, that expansive peace. Re-embody it fully. Third, you ask your body a single question. You do not ask your mind, you ask your body. The question is, does this choice amplify or diminish this frequency I am feeling right now? Then you wait. The answer will not be in words. The answer will be somatic. An amplification of the frequency, a feeling of expansion, lightness, warmth, an opening in your chest, is a quantum yes. A diminishment of the frequency, a feeling of contraction, density, coldness, a tightening in your gut, is a quantum no. It is that simple. It is that absolute. Your body cannot lie about resonance. Your mind can and will. The most common mistake here is to get a clear somatic no and then immediately try to talk yourself out of it. Your body will shrink at the thought of taking the sensible job, and your mind will immediately jump in with, but the money is good, but it's secure. I should feel grateful for this. That is the voice of the old programming. That is the ghost in the machine trying to drag you back to the timeline of logical limitation. Your work now is to honor the body's resonance above the mind's reasoning. The body is tuned to the future. The mind is chained to the past. What is one decision you can make in the next 24 hours, no matter how small, that is in perfect alignment with the feeling of your future self? Commit to it. This is how to quantum jump to desired reality in the most practical sense. You must stop giving your power to the reality you are leaving, which brings us to the second tool. This is perhaps the most crucial for the first few weeks of your new life. We call it the ghost filter. As you begin to operate from this new frequency, the old reality will not vanish instantly. It will test you. It will send echoes of its former self to see if you will still engage. A bill you weren't expecting may arrive. A person from your past may offer a criticism. A project may hit a snag in the exact way it always used to. These are not signs that this isn't working. They are the death rattles of a timeline you have already departed. They are ghost echoes. They have no actual power unless you give it to them through your observation and emotional reaction. So, when an echo of the old reality appears, you apply the ghost filter. It is a simple, three-step process. First, acknowledge. You see it clearly, without fear and without judgment. You look at the unexpected bill and you say, internally or out loud, I see you. You are a ghost echo from a timeline I no longer inhabit. This step is critical because it reframes the event not as a present-day problem, but as an artifact from the past. Second, bless. You look upon this ghost echo and you thank it. Thank you for the lessons in lack. Thank you for teaching me what I no longer choose. Your service to my journey is complete. Blessing it in this way neutralizes its emotional charge. You cannot be triggered by something you are blessing. It is a quantum impossibility. It severs the energetic cord instantly. Third, recenter. Immediately and consciously, you bring your full awareness back to the frequency of your future self anchored in your heart. You place a hand on your chest and you feel it. The warmth, the peace, the certainty. You starve the ghost of your attention and you feed your new reality with it. The common mistake is to engage, to see the bill and spiral into fear, to hear the criticism and jump into an argument, to hit the snag and fall into despair. The moment you engage with a ghost, you are trying to fight a phantom. You cannot win. You only re-energize it. You pull that dead timeline back into your present reality through the force of your focus. Acknowledge. Bless. Recenter. Do not engage. Let the ghosts fade. The final tool ensures that this new state is not a temporary peak, but your new permanent plateau of being. We call it the Future Memory Protocol. For 5 minutes every single morning, before you do anything else, you will not visualize your future. You will remember it. Visualization is the act of imagining something you want. It carries the frequency of wanting, of not yet having. Remembering is the act of recalling an experience that has already happened. It carries the frequency of certainty, of it is done. So, for 5 minutes, you will sit quietly. You will access the core frequency you embodied moments ago. Then you will ask your body to remember the feeling of a day in your life after your great desire has already been your reality for some time. Do not try to force images. Images are the mind's territory. Focus on the somatic memory. What does it feel like in your body to wake up with your soulmate beside you? Remember the feeling of safety in your nervous system. Remember the easy, slow breathing. What does it feel like to walk into a career that is your highest joy? Remember the feeling of purpose in your solar plexus. Remember the sensation of your shoulders being relaxed, free from the weight of misalignment. What does it feel like to be in perfect health? Remember the feeling of energy, of lightness in your limbs. You are somatically remembering a future that has already occurred in the quantum field. You are feeling it as a past event. By doing this, you are reinforcing the neural pathways and the energetic signature of that reality, making it the absolute path of least resistance for your present moment to flow into. You are telling every cell in your body, this is who we are now. This is our home frequency. The common mistake is to get frustrated if a clear mental movie doesn't appear. This is not about seeing a film. It is about feeling a memory. If all you feel is a subtle sense of peace where there was once anxiety, that is a monumental victory. Trust the somatic memory above all else. This is your new operational manual. It is your integration framework. In the morning, you perform the Future Memory Protocol for 5 minutes to set your timeline for the day. Throughout the day, you use the resonance check to navigate every single choice, allowing your body's wisdom to guide you perfectly. And whenever the past tries to reassert itself, you apply the ghost filter, starving the old timeline of power and recentering in the new. This is not work you have to do. This is the being you get to be. You are the quantum architect. You are no longer building with brick and mortar, with effort and force. You are building with frequency. You are architecting from the inside out. Your new world is not something you are chasing. It is something that is emanating from you. Right now you have done it. You have received the echo. You have embodied the frequency. You have been given the tools to live from this new state of being. Take a full, conscious breath, and with that breath, acknowledge the monumental shift you have just undergone. The person who pressed play on this video, the person who was living in the agony of being almost there, the seeker wrestling with frustration and doubt, that person has dissolved. In their place stands the architect, the one who no longer hopes for a future reality, but generates it from within. You are no longer reacting to the script of your life. You are holding the pen. Feel the weight of that truth, the solidity of it in your bones. This is not a fleeting state. It is not a temporary high. This is your new energetic baseline, a fundamental recalibration of your entire being. You are now a living, breathing testament to the power of resonance. But receiving the transmission from your future is only the first step. It is the initiation. The true mastery begins when you realize this is not a one-way street. We have spoken of the temporal echo as a message sent from your accomplished future self back to you here in the present. This is a profound truth, but it is only half of the equation. What happens when you learn to consciously send temporal echoes back to your own past? What happens when you, from this newly empowered state, can transmit a signal of peace, of wholeness, of forgiveness, back to the moments in your timeline that need it most? What if you could heal the wounds of the past, not by revisiting them, but by rewriting their energetic signature from the future? This is not fantasy. This is the next frontier of human consciousness. You have learned to be a receiver, a perfectly tuned antenna for your own destiny. Now, you must learn to become the broadcaster, the signal tower, the conscious origin point of a new kind of causality that flows not just forward, but backward through the quantum field. Imagine being able to soothe the fear of your younger self before a traumatic event. Imagine being able to imbue a past failure with the wisdom you possess now, collapsing that timeline of regret instantly. This changes everything. When you move from being a receiver to a conscious broadcaster, you don't just change your own future, you begin to alter the very fabric of your past. This is the science of retrocausality in action. It's the key to instantaneous healing and timeline purification. You are no longer just collapsing your future into the present. You are collapsing your healed past into the present, creating a state of absolute coherence. This is where the last vestiges of self-sabotage and limiting beliefs dissolve, not through force, but because the timelines that created them have been fundamentally healed by you, Kai, right now. It is the ultimate act of self-love, enacted across all of time. Subscribe and activate all notifications. The next transmission is Retrocausality Explained. How your future actions are changing your past right now, where we move from receiving the echo to becoming the broadcaster. You must be here for that evolution. That transmission is your next activation. We will explore the physics and the precise practice of becoming a quantum broadcaster. We will move from theory to application, giving you the tools to send coherent, healing frequencies into your own personal history. And once you have mastered that, once you have learned to communicate with both your future and your past, we will go even further. We will move into our next exploration. Timeline jumping is simpler than you think. It's pure physics. In that transmission, we will reveal how this two-way communication allows you to not just influence your timeline, but to consciously select and stabilize yourself in an entirely new one. This is the complete curriculum for quantum freedom. This is the path from being a passenger in time to becoming its co-creator. Each piece builds upon the last, taking you deeper into your innate power as a conscious architect of reality. You came here looking for what happens next. You arrived feeling that agonizing friction, that feeling of being on the cusp of something magnificent, but perpetually locked out. You wanted an answer. You wanted an instruction. And the answer is, whatever you decide, you are no longer at the mercy of time. You are in dialogue with it. The final instruction was not a command to follow, but an invitation to become. And you have accepted. Go forward from this moment, not as someone hoping for a better future, but as the living and breathing evidence of it. You are the echo, you are the message, you are the destination. Now go live it.